Hey guys, it's me, Natural Nikki DST, and I decided to give you guys a update. So this question has been forming around for the last several years. The question is it dreads? Are they sister locks? What do you prefer them to be called? And I know recently, like a lot of people, like in the sister lock community, or even sometimes in the lock community, they get offended when people call their locks dreads or dreadlocks. I call them a dreadhead. And someone asked me, what are my thoughts on it? And my thoughts on it is I really don't care. Like for me, if someone gives me a compliment and says, "Oh, I like your dreads," I don't think they're being offensive. And then I know it's that whole phrase, "There's nothing dreadful about my locks." So then da 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 da. And then some people bring it back to slavery, yada 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 yada. I have a second degree in African American studies, and I get all of that. And I'm also Jamaican, and in our culture, we say dreads. In Jamaica, people say sister locks. They might say dreads. They might say locks. Like, I just don't get offended. I feel like you need to pick your battles. And when it comes to sister locks are still fairly new. They've only been here for what, less than 30 years, maybe in the United States, I should say. But the fact that people know that they're locks, I go with it. I just feel like within the last couple of years, people have had this whole big thing about preferring them to be called locks and things like that. Like I said, me personally, if you actually know that my sister locks are sister locks, that's great. If you call them locks, if you call them dreads, I'm not offended. Depending upon what time of day you ask me, like if I have time, you're like, oh, what are those? Like if you ask me, like, hey, what is it? Are they twists? Are they dreads? They're asking questions, kind of inquiring about it. I look to know, oh, these are sister locks. They are just tiny locks. What distinguishes them from other locks are that they have, I talk about the parting and the grid and the space and da da da. And then even after you do that, a lot of people don't even know. And like I said, a lot of people don't even know they're even being offensive by saying dreads, if that makes sense. But for me, people ask me, do I get offended if somebody calls my sister locks dreads? I don't get offended. Even if somebody says, oh, those twists are those tiny braids, things like that. I don't mind correcting people or whatever because, like I said, for me, I just researched Sister Locks like one day. I think I did like a month worth of research about them. And then upon me getting them, this is when I hear this whole phenomenon about people saying, oh my God, there's nothing dreadful about my locks. And like I said, my whole entire dad's side of the family is Jamaican. And they didn't even know these were Sister Locks. Like, they were just like, oh, these are tiny dreads. Oh, okay, they're twists. Like, and they always said they like them. So, but that's just my family. Like other people in other Jamaican cultures, they might call them sister locks. They might call them locks. They might be offended. But the question for me was that people ask me a lot is, am I offended that people call sister locks dreads? And like I said, for me in my life, there's so much stuff going on in the world to care about somebody saying dread versus sister locks versus locks. I just don't, it's just not that serious for me. So, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody else who gets offended because we all are entitled to feel the way we want to feel. I'm just saying that I'm not offended by it. I don't really care. I know they're sister locks. I know what they are. I know what I paid for to get them done. So I'm calling them sister locks. If somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I like your dreads, thank you. Keep it moving. I can't get offended by a compliment. And then if I feel like correcting them, and it's typically the only time I correct somebody when they say dreads, if they ask me questions about my sister locks, like, oh, what are those? What's the process? Then I find myself might say, oh, these are sister locks, and then they'll ask me some more questions. But if it's just passing, somebody gives me a compliment, do I correct them? No, it's not that serious for me. So this is just my take on it. And oh my gosh, so today is 12/22. So I got my sister locks installed 1/23/2012. So one day and 1 month, so 31 days from now, I will celebrate 4 years with my sister locks. It literally just dawned on me as I was talking to you guys. So anyway, these are my hair. This is my hair. If it's so funny, if you guys get a chance, go back and look at like my very first video or like my old videos, and you'll kind of see, like, I thought my hair was long back then. I just, you couldn't tell me anything. I'm like, My hair is so long. It is so full. But looking at it now, my hair is really getting long and it's super, super full. Um, so yeah, some people might ask me, have I reached my hair goal? I have a headband, so it kind of also, I pulled it up in a little bit in the back. So I want to say stretched out. My hair probably hits here. So I like that. I think I'll take the headband off so you can kind of see. But I could have probably did that more pleasantly. But anyway, I want to stretched out. Look, see, look at that. That is ridiculous. This is where it is stretched out. It's like boobage. And see, pop right back in. So that's how long my hair is stretched out. It's like armpit length, I guess you can say. So, have I reached my hair goal? Yes and no. So I would like my hair unstretched to be here. So that's where I would like when I get my hair soaking wet. And it's like laying, kind of trying to air dry before I get on the dryer. It hits right there. So I think I might do like a little updo or something like that for my hair for my 1 year. 4 year anniversary. So yeah, my hair stretched out is super, super long. And this is my favorite little lock. I have to get it. Let's see. Look, I gotta get it repaired. I don't want to let it go, so I'm gonna see if she can fix that. This is my longest lock. But anyway. So that's my story, the dread versus locks. Which do you prefer phenomenon? And I just realized in 31 days, I'll be celebrating 4 years with these beauties. So thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. I have a couple hundred views now, so that's pretty cool. A couple hundred, no, 411, I think, followers. Thank you guys so much for following, subscribing. Continue to ask me questions, and any way that I can help you, I will. Until next time, Natural Nikki DST signing out.